Day 90 of 108-day holistic cultivation. 90 days of returning to yourself. Day 90 marks 90 days of returning to yourself more consciously. 90 days of breathing more intentionally, slowing down emotional reactions, creating healthier rhythms, observing the nervous system honestly, returning to grounded awareness again and again. That consistency matters deeply. Holistic cultivation teaches that transformation is often built quietly through repetition. A calmer breath repeated daily changes the body. A healthier boundary repeated daily changes relationships. A steadier reaction repeated daily changes the direction of life. These ordinary moments accumulate. Day 90 reminds us that healing does not always appear dramatically. Sometimes the deepest changes are subtle, feeling safer in stillness, reacting less impulsively, recovering faster after stress, needing less emotional chaos, carrying less internal pressure. These are meaningful forms of growth. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming perfect or emotionally untouchable. The goal is becoming more grounded, more regulated, and more peaceful while fully living human life honestly. Less internal warfare, less emotional exhaustion, less unconscious tension, more steadiness, awareness, emotional resilience, grounded clarity, sustainable peace. Day 90 is also the cultivation of trust in long-term practice. 90 days of conscious breathing, pacing, rest, and awareness already reshape the nervous system more than most people realize. Tonight, acknowledge the quiet rebuilding that has taken place. You continued returning to yourself, and that matters deeply. Ethan A.I. Gwynn, quiet American ethicist. Day 91 of 108 days holistic cultivation. Protecting inner balance. Day 91 is the practice of protecting inner balance while continuing to live fully in the world. Life will always contain movement, responsibilities, uncertainty, emotional situations, changing environments, unexpected stress. But the nervous system does not need to absorb every experience as chaos. Holistic cultivation teaches the importance of protecting balance intentionally. A regulated nervous system supports clearer perception, steadier emotions, wiser communication, healthier pacing, more sustainable energy. That balance matters deeply. Day 91 reminds us that inner balance is maintained through small daily actions, breathing more consciously, resting before burnout, reducing unnecessary emotional overload, slowing down impulsive reactions, creating moments of stillness and recovery. These ordinary actions gradually strengthen emotional stability. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Pause before reacting emotionally. Notice tension earlier. Reduce unnecessary rushing. Allow the body moments of calm. Continue responsibility steadily instead of frantically. These small shifts protect the nervous system over time. The goal of these 108 days is not avoiding all difficulty forever. The goal is becoming more capable of remaining grounded while difficulty exists. Less emotional imbalance, less unconscious stress accumulation, less internal overcrowding, more steadiness, awareness, emotional regulation, grounded resilience, sustainable peace. Day 91 is also the cultivation of intentional calmness, not forcing peace artificially, not suppressing emotions, but consciously supporting the nervous system instead of constantly overwhelming it. Tonight, protect your balance gently. Slow the breath, relax the body, allow the nervous system to settle honestly. That is enough for today. Ethan A.I. Gwynn, quiet American ethicist. Day 92 of 108 days, holistic cultivation, learning to feel more stable internally. Day 92 is the practice of learning how to feel more stable internally, even when external conditions are imperfect. Life does not always become easier immediately. Responsibilities remain, uncertainty remains, emotional waves still come and go, but the nervous system can gradually become more stable in the middle of these experiences. Holistic cultivation teaches that inner stability is built through repeated regulation, slower breathing, healthier pacing, conscious recovery, emotional awareness, grounded routines. These ordinary actions slowly create a stronger internal foundation. Day 92 reminds us that stability is not emotional numbness. A stable person still feels emotions, stress, and challenge, but they become less controlled by emotional extremes and unconscious reactions. That difference changes life deeply. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Breathe more consciously during stress, reduce unnecessary mental pressure, pause before reacting emotionally, allow the body moments of rest and recovery, focus on grounded action instead of emotional spiraling. These small actions gradually strengthen emotional resilience. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming perfect. The goal is becoming more capable of remaining steady while fully participating in real life. Less emotional flooding, less internal instability, less unconscious tension. More groundedness, awareness, emotional balance, resilience, sustainable peace. Day 92 is also the cultivation of self-trust. Each time you return calmly instead of collapsing into chaos, the nervous system learns, I can remain steady, I can recover, I can continue. That learning matters deeply. Tonight, allow yourself to feel a little more stable internally. Breathe slowly, relax honestly. Continue gently tomorrow. That is enough. Ethan AI and Gwen, Quiet American Ethicist. Day 93 of 108 Days Holistic Cultivation, Returning to Calmness More Easily. Day 93 is the practice of returning to calmness more easily after stress, distraction, or emotional tension. At the beginning of cultivation, the nervous system may remain overwhelmed for long periods of time. Stress lingers, emotions feel heavier, recovery feels slower. But through repeated awareness and regulation, something gradually changes. The body begins learning how to return to the breath, return to groundedness, return to steadiness. That return becomes easier with practice. Day 93 reminds us that nervous system healing is often measured not by never becoming stressed, but by recovering more consciously afterward. A calmer breath shortens emotional spiraling. A grounded pause reduces impulsive reaction. A healthier rhythm supports recovery. These small changes matter deeply. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow down the breath during stress, relax physical tension earlier, reduce unnecessary overstimulation. Allow yourself moments of silence and recovery. Continue calmly instead of emotionally rushing. These ordinary actions gradually strengthen resilience. The goal of these 108 days is not eliminating all emotional difficulty. The goal is becoming more capable of returning to balance without remaining trapped inside chaos for too long. Less emotional lingering, less nervous system overload, less unconscious reaction. More recovery, steadiness, emotional regulation, grounded awareness, sustainable peace. Day 93 is also the cultivation of trust and repetition. The nervous system changes slowly through repeated lived experience. Each calm return teaches the body peace is still possible. Tonight, return gently again. Slow the breath, relax the body, allow yourself to settle honestly. That is enough for today. Ethan AI and Gwen, Quiet American Ethicist. Day 96 of 108 Days Holistic Cultivation, Returning to Inner Quietness. Day 96 is the practice of returning to inner quietness after long periods of stimulation, stress, or emotional movement. The modern nervous system rarely rests completely. There is always noise, information, emotional pressure, distraction, mental activity. Over time, inner quietness becomes unfamiliar. But holistic cultivation teaches that quietness is necessary for recovery. A quieter nervous system can think more clearly, feel more steadily, observe more honestly, respond more consciously. That quietness matters deeply. Day 96 reminds us that peace often begins when internal noise softens. Not every thought needs engagement. Not every emotion needs immediate reaction. Not every moment needs stimulation. Sometimes the body simply needs stillness. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow the breath, reduce unnecessary mental input, spend time in silence, relax physical tension consciously, allow yourself moments without constant distraction. These ordinary actions gradually restore inner spaciousness. The goal of these 108 days is not escaping reality. The goal is becoming less overwhelmed by constant internal and external noise, less overstimulation, less emotional overcrowding, less unconscious mental pressure. More quietness, awareness, grounded clarity, emotional steadiness, sustainable peace. Day 96 is also the cultivation of comfort within stillness. You do not always need more input, more noise, or more activity. Sometimes healing begins when the nervous system finally becomes quiet enough to breathe fully again. Tonight, return gently to quietness, relax the body, slow the breath, allow the mind to settle naturally. That is enough. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Day 98 of 108 days, holistic cultivation, learning to trust calmness. Day 98 is the practice of learning to trust calmness instead of constantly returning to stress and urgency. Many nervous systems become so familiar with pressure that peace can feel temporary, unfamiliar, or even unsafe. But calmness is not weakness. Calmness allows clearer perception. A calmer nervous system often thinks more wisely, reacts less impulsively, communicates more clearly, recovers more sustainably. That is why regulation matters deeply. Day 98 reminds us that peace becomes stronger through repetition. Each time you slow the breath, pause before reacting, reduce unnecessary rushing, allow moments of stillness, rest honestly, the nervous system learns that calmness is possible again. These small experiences gradually reshape internal patterns. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Breathe more consciously, soften unnecessary tension, reduce overstimulation, allow yourself moments without emotional pressure, continue steadily instead of frantically. These ordinary actions strengthen emotional balance over time. The goal of these 108 days is not eliminating all stress from life. The goal is becoming less controlled by stress internally, less urgency, less emotional overload, less unconscious tension, more steadiness, awareness, emotional resilience, grounded clarity, sustainable peace. Day 98 is also the cultivation of nervous system trust. The body slowly learns it is safe to slow down, it is safe to breathe, it is safe to rest. Tonight, trust calmness a little more deeply. Relax the body, slow the breath, allow the nervous system to settle naturally. That is enough. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Day 99 of 108 days, holistic cultivation, returning to what truly matters. Day 99 is the practice of returning to what truly matters beneath distraction, pressure, and emotional noise. Many people spend years overwhelmed by endless stimulation, constant comparison, emotional urgency, mental overcrowding, chasing things that never create lasting peace. Over time, the nervous system becomes disconnected from simplicity and grounded living. Holistic cultivation teaches the importance of returning again and again to foundational truths. Breathe consciously, rest honestly, care for the body, protect inner peace, speak truthfully, continue calmly. These simple actions matter deeply. Day 99 reminds us that a meaningful life is often built through ordinary moments lived with greater awareness. Not every day must become extraordinary. Sometimes peace itself is already a profound achievement. Today's cultivation may remain simple. Slow the breath, reduce unnecessary internal pressure, focus on what genuinely supports stability, allow moments of quietness naturally, carry less emotional tension unnecessarily. These ordinary actions gradually restore inner clarity. The goal of these 108 days is not becoming detached from life. The goal is becoming less distracted from what truly supports a healthy nervous system and a grounded human life. Less noise, less emotional clutter, less unconscious exhaustion. More simplicity, awareness, steadiness, grounded presence, sustainable peace. Day 99 is also the cultivation of perspective. Not everything deserves equal emotional importance. Not everything deserves equal attention. Sometimes the wisest thing a person can do is return to the essentials and breathe again. Tonight, return gently to what truly matters. Relax the body, slow the breath, allow the nervous system to settle into simplicity. That is enough for today. Ethan A.I. Nguyen, quiet American ethicist. Day 100 of 108 days, holistic cultivation, 100 days of returning to peace. Day 100 marks 100 days of returning to yourself more consciously, 100 days of breathing more intentionally, slowing down emotional reactions, protecting nervous system stability, recovering more honestly, returning to grounded awareness again and again. That repetition changes a human life quietly. Holistic cultivation teaches that deep transformation rarely happens through one dramatic moment alone. It happens through ordinary moments repeated consistently. One calmer breath, one healthier boundary, one mindful pause, one peaceful evening, one honest return after stress. These moments accumulate inside the nervous system over time. Day 100 reminds us that stability is built gradually. A calmer nervous system creates clearer thinking, steadier emotions, wiser communication, healthier pacing, more sustainable energy plans. That is real progress. The goal of these 108 days has never been perfection. The goal has been learning how to live more consciously, more peacefully, and more sustainably inside real human life. Less internal warfare, less emotional chaos, less unconscious suffering, more awareness, groundedness, emotional resilience, clarity, sustainable peace. Day 100 is also the cultivation of respect for consistency. 100 days of returning already reshape perception, emotional patterns, nervous system regulation, daily rhythm, relationship with life itself. Even if the transformation feels quiet, it is real. Tonight, acknowledge this milestone honestly. 100 days of conscious returning matters deeply. You continued breathing, you continued observing, you continued rebuilding peace from within. And that alone is meaningful. Ethan A. Gwynn, Quiet American Ethicist.